Section 6, Novation. Article 1291. Obligations may be modified by the first one, changing their object or principal conditions. Number 2, substituting the person of the debtor. And the last one, subrogating a third person in the rights of the creditor. Meaning of novation. Novation is a total or partial extinction of an obligation through the creation of a new one which substitutes it. It is the substitution or change of an obligation by another, which extinguishes or modifies the first either by changing its object or principal conditions, or by substituting another in a place of the debtor, or by subrogating a third person in the rights of the creditor. Dual functions of novation. It is a contract containing two stipulations. Number 1, to extinguish or modify an existing obligation, and the other, to substitute a new one in its place. And here are the kinds of novation. Number 1, according to origin. A, legal, operation of law. B, conventional, agreement of the parties. Number 2, according to how it's constituted. A, express, when it is so declared in unequivocal terms. B, implied, old and new obligations are incompatible with each other. Number 3, according to extent or effect. A, total or extinctive, completely extinguished. B, partial modifactory, merely modified. Number 4, according to the subject. A, real or objective, object or cause or principal conditions of the obligation are changed. B, personal subjective, when the person of the debtor is substituted and or when a third person is subrogated in the rights of the creditor. C, mixed, when the object or principal condition of the obligation and the debtor or the creditor or both the parties are changed. It is a combination of real and personal. Here are some examples. An example of a real novation is when S agreed to deliver B a car. Later, they entered into another contract whereby instead of S delivering a car, he would deliver 10 air conditioners. The obligation to deliver a car is extinguished by the obligation to deliver 10 air conditioners. The change may involve the principal terms of the obligation. Personal novation. If after the constitution of the obligation, both parties agreed that C will substitute for S or that D will be subrogated in the rights of B, there is a personal novation. In this case, C becomes the new debtor or D the new creditor, as the case may be. And mixed novation. If the agreement of the parties is that S will deliver to D the 10 air conditioners instead of S delivering a car to B, then there is a mixed novation because the object of the obligation and the person of the creditor are changed.
Article 1292. In order that an obligation may be extinguished by another which substitute the same, it is imperative that it be so declared in unequivocal terms, or that the old and the new obligation be on every point incompatible with each another. This is about express or implied novation. Pag sinabi nating express, it's declared in unequivocal terms. The new obligation expressly declared the old obligation na masasubject into novation, na magkakaroon ng bagong obligation either the person of the debtor or magkakaroon ng bagong subject. Example, si A umutang kay B ng 500,000 pesos tapos evidenced by promissory notes. Later, nangutang ulit si A ng 500,000 pesos by express agreement ng dalawa. They consolidated yung dalawang utang on promissory notes. Instead of issuing other promissory notes for 500,000 pesos, nag-issue na lang si B ng 1 million pesos worth na promissory notes, stating na yung second promissory notes was to take place yung original or old promissory notes that was earlier issued. Article 1292. Pag daw yung old and new obligation on every point incompatible with each other, simply put yung implied novation. It's done by making substantial changes either in the object or the subject maker of the contract. Example, pag yung isang obligation before conditional tapos later on tinanggal nyo na yung condition, naging absolute condition na siya na magbabayad halimbawa ng 1 million pesos. In that sense, although hindi expressly but impliedly nagkakaroon ng novation kasi both obligation, yung may condition at saka yung walang condition, really incompatible with each other. Novation is not presumed. It must be clearly and unmistakable established either by the express agreement of the parties or act of equivalent import or by the incompatibility of the two obligations with each other in every material respect. In Tagalog, ito ay dapat na malinaw at hindi mapag-aalinlangan na itinatag alinman sa pamamagitan ng malinaw na kasunduan ng mga partido o mga gawa ng katumbas na import o sa pamamagitan ng hindi pagkakatugma ng dalawang obligasyon sa isa't isa sa bawat material na aspekto.
Article 1293. Novation, which consists in substituting a new debtor in the place of the original one, may be made even without the knowledge or against the will of the latter, but not without the consent of the creditor. Payment by the new debtor gives him the rights mentioned in Articles 1236 and 1237. Kinds of personal novation. Personal novation may be in the form of 1. Substitution, when the person of the debtor is substitute. 2. Subrogation, when a third person is subrogated in the rights of the creditor. Kinds of substitution. Article 1293 speaks of substitution which in turn may be 1. Expromission, or that which takes place when a third person of his own initiative and without the knowledge or against the will of the original debtor assumes the latter's obligation with the consent of the creditor. 2. Delegation, or that which takes place when the creditor accepts a third person to take the place of the debtor at the instance of the latter. Acceptance by creditor of payment from a third person. It is a common thing in business affairs for a stranger to a contract to assume its obligations, and while this may have the effect of adding to the number of persons liable, it does not necessarily imply the extinguishment of the liability of the first debtor. Reyes and Reyes versus Jacinto Palma A. Hermanos. Illustrative cases. 1. Contract permits adding to the number of persons liable. 2. Debtor merely authorizes another to pay creditor. 3. Mortgagor sold the mortgage property to another who made partial payments. 4. Involuntary novation by substitution of debtor. Substitute must be placed in the same position of original debtor. In stating that another person must be substitute in lieu of the debtor, Article 1293 means that it is not enough to extend the juridical relation to that other person, but it is necessary to place the latter in the same position occupied by the original debtor who is released from the obligations. Effect where third person binds himself as the principal with debtor. Since it is necessary that the third person should become a debtor in the same position as the debtor whom he substitutes, this change and the resulting novation may be with respect to the whole debt, thus releasing as a general rule the debtor from his obligation, or he may continue with the character of such debtor and also allow the third person to participate in the obligation.
Here's an explanation of the Article 1294. Number 1. Substitutions of debtors. Substitution of debtors refers to a situation where a new debtor assumes the obligations of the original debtor towards a creditor. This can happen by agreement or by operation of law. The second one, knowledge or consent. Article 1294 focuses on cases where this substitution happens without the knowledge or against the will of the original debtor. In such situations, the original debtor did not agree to or was not aware of the substitutions. The substitutions was imposed or occurred without the original debtor's consent.
Number 3. Liability of the original debtor. According to Article 1294, if the substitution of debtors happens without the knowledge or against the will of the original debtor, the original debtor is not liable for any non-fulfillment of the obligation by the new debtor, is not responsible for the new debtor's insolvency, inability to pay debts, or failure to not fulfill the obligation.
Article 1295. The insolvency of the new debtor who has been proposed by the original debtor and accepted by the creditor shall not revive the action of the latter against the original obligor, except when said insolvency was already existing and of public knowledge or known to the debtor when he delegated his debt. Effect of new debtor's insolvency or non-fulfillment of obligation in delegations. This article refers to delegation. It must be noted that the article speaks only of insolvency. If the non-fulfillment of the obligation is due to other causes, the old debtor is not liable. General rule is that the old debtor is not liable to the creditor in case of the insolvency of the new debtor. The exceptions are: the said insolvency was already existing and of public knowledge, although it was not known to the old debtor at the time of delegation. Second, the insolvency was already existing and known to the debtor, although it was not of public knowledge at the time of delegation. The exceptions are intended to prevent fraud on the part of the old debtor. Example: D owes C 10,000 pesos. D proposed to C that T would substitute him as debtor. C agreed to the proposal. If at the time of the delegation, T was already insolvent but his insolvency was neither of public knowledge nor known to D, then D is not liable. Neither is D liable if the insolvency of T took place after he delegated his debt. It is believed that D is also not liable if C had knowledge that T was insolvent at the time the debt was delegated to him. 1296. When the principal obligation is extinguished in consequences of a novation, accessory obligations may subsist only insofar as they may benefit third persons who did not give their consent. Effect of novation on accessory obligations. The above article follows the general rule that the extinguishment of principal obligation carries with it that of accessory obligations. It provides, however, an exception in the case of an accessory obligation. creates in favor of a third person which remains in force unless said third person gives his consent to the novation. This is so because a person should not be prejudiced by the act of another without its consent. Example, A owes B 20,000 pesos with interest at 12%. B owes C 2,400 pesos. It was agreed among the parties that A would pay the interest of 2,400 to C. In this case, beside the principal obligation of A, there is a stipulation in favor of C. A third person, later on A and B, executed another contract whereby they agreed that A would deliver to B a television set in payment of the loan. In spite of the novation, the accessory obligation to pay the interest of 2,400 to C still subsists unless C gives his consent to the novation.
Article 1297. If the new obligation is void, the original one shall subsist, unless the parties intended that the former relation should be extinguished in any event. This provision talks about the general rule that the original obligation shall subsist if the new obligation is void. Effect where the new obligation is void. Article 1297 stresses one of the essential requirements of a novation, the to wit. The new obligation must be valid. The general rule is that there is no novation if the new obligation is void, and therefore the original one shall subsist for the reason that the second obligation being inexistent, it cannot extinguish or modify the first. To the rule is expected the case where the parties intended that the old obligation should be extinguished in any event. Effect where the new obligation is voidable. If the new obligation is only voidable, novation can take place. But the moment it is annulled, the novation must be considered as not having taken place, and the original one can be enforced unless the intention of the parties is otherwise. Article 1298. The novation is void if the original obligation was void, except when annulment may be claimed or only by the debtor, or when ratification validates acts which are voidable. Effects where the old obligation is void or voidable. Example: A agreed to deliver prohibited drugs to Vice Mayor Palo. Later on, it was agreed that A would pay 100,000 pesos instead. It was agreed that A would pay B 100,000 pesos instead of delivering the drugs. The novation was void because of the original obligation is void.
Article 1299. If the original obligation was subject to a suspensive or resolutory condition, the new obligation shall be under the same condition, unless it is otherwise stipulated. Article 1299 of the Civil Code of the Philippines state that if a new obligation replaces an original one subject to a suspensive or resolutory condition, the new obligation will generally inherit the same condition unless expressly agreed otherwise. For example, original obligation. I will sell my house to you if I find a suitable apartment to move into within 1 month. Scenario, original obligation. Seller promises to sell the house but only if they find a suitable apartment within 1 month. Suspensive condition. Novation, buyer and seller agree to a new obligation where seller promises to sell the house but only if they find a suitable apartment within 1 month. In this example, if the original obligation was subject to a suspensive condition, finding a suitable apartment within 1 month, then the new obligation under novation would also be subject to the same suspensive condition unless the parties agree otherwise. This illustrates the application of Article 1299 in maintaining continuity of conditions in novated obligations. Presumption where original obligation subject to a condition. If the first obligation is subject to a suspensive or resolutory condition, the second obligation is deemed subject to the same condition unless the contrary is stipulated by the parties in their contract. The reason for the rule contained in Article 1299 is that the efficacy of the new obligation depends upon whether the condition which affects the old obligation is complied with or not. If the condition is suspensive and it is not complied with, no obligation arises, and if it is resolutory and it is complied with, the old obligation is extinguished. In either case, one requisite of novation, a previous valid obligation, would be wanting. Article 1300. Subrogation if a third person in the rights of the creditor is either legal or conventional. The former is not presumed except in cases expressly mentioned in this code. The latter must be clearly established in order that it may take effect. Article 1300 of the Civil Code of the Philippines states that subrogation of a third person in the rights of the creditor can occur either through legal means specified in the law or through a clear agreement that must be explicitly established to take effect. For example, let's say person A owes a debt of 100,000 pesos to person B. Person C, a third party, agrees to pay off this debt on behalf of person A. If person B agrees that person C can step into their shoes as the creditor, this would constitute conventional subrogation under Article 1300. Here, the rights of person B as the original creditor would transfer to person B, allowing person C to pursue repayment of the 100,000 pesos debt from person A. Meaning of subrogation. Subrogation is the substitution of a third person, subrogee, in the place of a creditor, subrogor, with reference to a lawful claim or right, giving the former all the rights of the latter, including the right to employ all remedies to enforce payment. Kinds of subrogation. Subrogation may be either conventional or legal. Conventional, when it takes place by express agreement of the original parties, the debtor and the original creditor, and the third person, the new creditor. Legal, when it takes place without agreement but by operation of law. Legal subrogation. This occurs by operation of law and it is not presumed except in cases explicitly stated in the Civil Code. Conventional subrogation. This type of subrogation requires a clear agreement or provision establishing in order to be effective. Example of the conventional subrogation. Imagine that person A owes a debt of 10,000 pesos to Bank X. Person B agrees to lend 10,000 pesos to person A to pay off his debt to Bank X, under the condition that person A will repay person B instead. Person B and Bank X agree that person B will step into Bank X's position as the creditor once the debt is paid off in this scenario. Bank X, as the original creditor, agrees to allow person B to take over the rights and obligations regarding the debt owned by person A. This agreement between Bank X and person B establishes conventional subrogation where person B now has the right to pursue repayment of the 10,000 pesos debt from person A. This example illustrates how conventional subrogation works through an explicit agreement between the original creditor Bank X and the new creditor person B, allowing for the transfer of rights and obligations related to the debt. In legal part, in insurance law, legal subrogation often occurs when an insurance company pays out a claim to its policyholder for damages caused by a third party. Once the insurance company compensates the policyholder, it gains the right to legally pursue the responsible third party to recover the amount paid out. This right is automatically granted by law to the insurance company without the need for an explicit agreement between the parties involved. Thus, the insurance company steps into the shoes of the insured and can seek reimbursement from the liable third party for the damages covered under the policy.
Article 1301. Conventional subrogation of a third person requires the consent of the original parties and of the person, the debtor, because he becomes liable under the new obligation to a new creditor, the old creditor, because his right against the debtor is extinguished, the new creditor, because he may dislike or distrust the debtor. In this article, the consent of all parties is required, the creditor, the debtor, and the third person. For example, Nico borrows 20,000 pesos to Sheila with his guarantor Gim. They agreed that if Nico cannot pay the 20,000 pesos, Sheila may go against Gim to pay the debt of Nico. Nico fails to pay the 20,000 to Sheila, so Sheila may go against Gim to pay it. In this example, all parties has consent. Article 1302. It is presumed that there is legal subrogation. In this article, they are presuming that there is legal subrogation. When a creditor pays another creditor who is preferred, even without the debtor's knowledge. When the third person not interested in the obligation pays with the express or tacit approval of the debtor. When even without the knowledge of the debtor, a person interested in the fulfillment of obligation pays without prejudice to the effect of confusion as to the latter's share. For example, Ronnie owes Cassandra 5,000 pesos. Ronnie also owes Maria 5,000 pesos. Cassandra pays Maria even without the consent of Ronnie. So the new creditor will be Cassandra, and Ronnie has to pay Cassandra with the amount of 10,000 pesos. The confusion will take place on Ronnie because he doesn't know that Cassandra pays his debt on Maria.
Article 1303. Subrogation transfers to the person subrogated the credit with all the rights thereto appertaining, either against the debtor or against third persons, be they guarantors or possessors of mortgages, subject to stipulation in a conventional subrogation. Effect of legal subrogation. The effect of legal subrogation is to transfer to the new creditor the credit and all the rights and actions that could have been exercised by the former creditor against all the debtor or against third persons, be they guarantors or mortgagors simply stated, except only for the change in the person of creditor. The obligation subsists in all respects as before the novation. The effect of legal subrogation as provided in Article 1303 may not be modified by agreement. The effects of conventional subrogation are governed by the stipulation of the parties. Article 1304. A creditor to whom partial payment has been made may exercise his right for the remainder, and he shall be preferred to the person who has been subrogated in his place in virtue of the partial payment of the same credit. Effect of partial subrogation. The creditor to whom partial payment has been made by the new creditor remains a creditor to the extent of the balance of the debt. In case of insolvency of the debtor, he is given a preferential right under the above article to recover the remainder as against the new creditor. Example: D is indebted to C for 10,000 pesos. T pays C 6,000 pesos with the consent of D. There is here partial subrogation as to the amount of 6,000 pesos. C remains the creditor with respect to the balance of 4,000 pesos. Thus, two credits subsist. In case of insolvency of D, C is preferred to T, that is, he shall be paid from the assets of D ahead of T.